Hi, it is iYikkam time again. So after I have shared the video on asking whether one is practice Wing Chun, which Grandmaster IpMan is practiced, I received many messages, okay? And some of them sound like this. They quote certain Grandmaster have already surpassed Grandmaster IpMan, okay? And they claim that so and so have better than IpMan, okay? And also, they always say based on their decades of study in Wing Chun, okay, what I'm sharing is a theory. So today, I like to share with you all of this stuff is actually can be observed with an objective reference. It is not my theory, okay, and everything has to be based on evidence because I am sharing an education, okay, and if we want to go to the university as a formal study, one better get things straight, okay. There's no face given when it is referenced under science and facts, okay. So it doesn't matter if one study 1,000 years of Wing Chun. If it's not Wing Chun, it is not Wing Chun, period, okay. And as for who surpassed who, does it matter? Actually, that is not the topic. The topic is it or is it not? So why do I share on the Grandmaster IpMan's practice? It's very simple. As in the previous video, we know what is a short strike of China. We know that. That's clearly defined. Long coming, short receive, close in. We know that. And Wing Chun have another quid which is come, receive, okay, go, escort, which is further modify or further describe what is Wing Chun, which is a southern short strike or southern sticking body short strike, okay. This is what it is. And from the interview of Grandmaster IpMan, he talked about receive. In his picture, photos, his body, okay, again I want to stress here, when he is healthy, okay, don't get a picture there when he's almost passing away and struggling, try to get something record, okay. Look at his picture, his photo when he is healthy and playing with Bruce Lee. His body is walking the top of his talk in the interview. It is a receiving type of body, okay. And that is the body signature. Grandmaster IpMan earned that signature. If you don't work in the body, condition the body, how can you have that signature? You can't, okay? So everybody can claim that everybody who surpassed Grandmaster IpMan and so forth, and what I'm saying is theory, but sorry, this is not theory anymore. This is we actually can piece up everything from ancient China, 1560 to Grandmaster IpMan with the interview, whatever the theory Grandmaster IpMan present and what he's doing and his signature in his body. Okay? So, number one question, is one even practice Wing Chun? If one doesn't have the receiving body, forget about it. That is not sticking body short strike of China. That is not the southern sticking body short strike, which is Wing Chun. That is not what Grandmaster IpMan present in the interview. That is not what is developed within the body of Grandmaster IpMan. So, it doesn't matter who surpassed who can make any claim or any theory. That is a fact. We are actually observing and describing a fact. So people need to have the brain clear, know how to think clearly, okay? The bottom line of Wing Chun is this. There is two things. Anybody who knows Chinese martial art, really know Chinese martial art, who train with it, well trained with it, know. Based on Qi Ji Guan, 1560s, okay, down to today, for the old timer who know Chinese martial art, they look at two things. Number one is the momentum type. Yes, momentum type. Number two is the mechanics to support the momentum. As soon as one screen this two, one knows, is it or is it not that type of art? For example, boxing has its long-range momentum. Boxing is supported by its mechanics. Okay? BJJ is a grappling art, close range, going down to the ground art. It has its mechanic, which is they develop. A Kyokushin has its momentum type, its mechanic, it practice. Okay? A Thai boxing, the same thing. So when we talk about, oh yeah, you know, I practice a certain art, one better have handle on the momentum and the mechanics. And I'm not saying here who has to be number one fighter. Again, those number one fighter, I fight better than you, I surpass than you. All this thing is not the issue. Those are off topic. The topic is it or is it not? Okay? You look at all this movie, Wing Chun movie, where the body actually not developed. There's no mechanics there. And the momentum is long fist, good, looking good for movies. Is that Wing Chun? That's completely not Wing Chun. And then people copy in the daily life and say, oh yeah, this is the something surpassed Grandmaster IpMan. And somebody even copy Tai Chi, mind power, chi power, all those things. Well, wait a minute. Why is your body black and white in the photo, in the video? Is not the receiving type of body, the short strike type of body like Grandmaster IpMan have, and all the Grandmaster in China of the short strike have. Why is it? Okay, so one we have to be able to wake up. Okay, it's not like, oh yeah, if I want to do this trapping and all this kind of thing, trap the hand, I can pin him, I can punch him, all this Wing Chun. Those are movie. People took those from movie. Is that real sticking body short strike? It is obviously not, because when people is preaching, do not chasing hand, so why do you want to trap his hand anyway? Have you ever seen anybody trapping hand in a MMA, in a Thai boxing match, in a Kyokushinkai match? Have you ever seen that people trap there, you know, all those kind of like in the movie? Hong Gan Bo do it to the whoever in the movie, like the prodigal son and so forth. You never see that. That is not Wing Chun. So, the fact is, whatever we can find, like for example, the Grandmaster IpMan's photos and the interview. He's a Chinese gentleman. Before he passed away, he tell whatever it is, because as all responsible Chinese, nobody want to mislead others. And the old generation usually, even if the student doing wrong thing, they will not talk much. They just want to wait for the student to realize it. But today we don't have time. We want to see the whole Wing Chun collapse to nothing before we say something about it, before we know what we are talking about. Where the MMA guys send me a whole bunch of YouTubes and photos and telling me that this sucks, this doesn't work. The Xiulim Tao is just magic, ritual. Why don't we want to rip this thing off and let everybody, 4 million of them, according to the statistic in the news, that there's 4 million Wing Chuners to really have something, benefit from Wing Chun. I think if we love Wing Chun, that is all our responsibility. Okay. Instead of sitting down there and say, oh yeah, I have 25 years, I have 50 years, I have 100 years of Wing Chun experience. Who is better than IpMan? And then IpMan copy from who? All this kind of Hong Kong story, I call it just gossip. Okay. Just take the picture of the particular person who one claim that is better than IpMan or surpassed IpMan or IpMan copy from him. Compare it. Is that fitting the short strike characteristic in terms of momentum and mechanics since 1560, the general Chi Guang's definitions? It is that simple. Okay, it's not up for anybody interpretations. It is not yours and not mine either, and I don't want to define it. I don't want nothing to do with this. I want whatever it is whatever it is, clearly present. Okay? Now, speaking of that, in the past 100 years, people are bewitched by the Chinese fictions of internal power, of qi, and then of this movies, or all those kind of stuff. And one actually lost to see what is clear there. Also, due to the Western culture or Western way of mindset, a lot of the Chinese cultures, what the Chinese culture try to present, is today distorted fully. Not even just the Westerner distorted, do not got it. Even the Chinese doesn't got it, because Chinese after 1900 is practically most become Western educated. So they don't even know what's going on there. Okay? Majority of Chinese today doesn't know. So people can talk about Qi, Tai Chi. When I mean Tai Chi, I mean that the symbol, the Tai Chi, not the martial art Tai Chi Chuan, those kind of things. Or mind, or Zen, they have no idea what it is. Because they thought that it's as the Western presentations, okay, which is just philosophy, thinking. So today I'd like to tell you this on the Chinese culture, okay? And actually in the Western culture you have that too. Pre-Newtonian time. The Western culture also is very close to the Chinese culture. It's only after the Newtonian time, the good thing is there's something called train people to have critical thinking and so forth. But the problem is it trapped everybody in a mindset. So, in the reality, there are two types of things in Chinese culture. One is called intelligent. Intelligent is working with information to understand. That's with the thinking. That's intelligent. So it has its platform in a boundary. Somebody feed you some information, you took the information, you try to understand that, and you are within that boundary. Okay? That is another path, which is the path of the wisdom. The path of wisdom is not this. The path of the wisdom is based on the stability of mental capability. Okay? It is based on that. And in the 613.3, the mind element talk about the three states. the settled, the silence, the peaceful. Thus, wisdom is to the minimum has to have a silence or quiet level or grade of stability of mind. Okay? It's based on that. One have the capability of observe. Okay? Observe. And it is with this wisdom path one be able to break through without trapped by the mindset which is one present to, and one is not just follow whatever the informations. So one now be able to judge. Okay? So, in Chinese martial arts, or even Zen practice, one is traveling this path, the wisdom path, to have the stability of mind, and then it get the insight, because it be able to observe, it get the insight, it get, that is what people call enlightenment, like the Zen enlightenment. Okay? So if the mind is not stable, forget about it. This is not just go study some book and understand something. One need to be stable, and then one get into a state which be able to observe with a mind which is laser sharp. Okay? Now, for example, today's Zen Buddhism. You look at that, everybody is reading Zen and talking Zen. But guess what? They are traveling the informations or the intelligent path. While Zen itself is actually an accomplishment, a realization in the wisdom path. And how is this Zen book, Zen philosophy will get anybody into the attainment or realization? It never. When you talk about Qigong, internal art, quote unquote, it is in this wisdom path. Okay? It is not about gathering informations. So, if you look at the past, about 100 years of Wing Chun development, people is taking information, try to understand, and spin from there, and speculate from there, and have their own interpretations. But they don't travel this wisdom way. Most of it like that. So, now is the issue. If people walking this intelligent path, they're going to go what? They're going to bring in Tai Chi, Bagua, Xing Yi, whatever people talk out there. They're going to import it and mix it up. And then they will say, based on my experience, this is better than Grandmaster IpMan or so and so. Well, guess what? Because they don't have the mental stability, they never reach the point of being able to observe. Even the photo and the writing of Grandmaster IpMan's art is laid in front of our eyes, they cannot see it. Because they are spinning within their platform, within what the propaganda outside. Okay? So this is, one need to be serious to know these two different things. Okay? So if you say, well, I practice Yulim Tao, I have total concentration, I have mind power. Well, sorry. Whatever you talk is just the information path stuff, the intelligent direction stuff. Anybody who walking the path of wisdom will be able to detect it the first, second, That's why in Zen they say you open your mouth, you're wrong already, if you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? So it is these two parts. Today we have enough language and vocabulary, we can actually present this. Wisdom path is not theory. Like Zen, what theory Zen is there? Really, it says the finger is pointing to the moon directly. But don't miss the finger. That's Zen. It's not I theory, I have a finger, I theory, I have a moon. No. It's like, this is Grandmaster IpMan's interview in writing. This is the Grandmaster IpMan's picture. They match. That's like the moon. And if you tell me you are Mars further than the moon, let me ask you a question. Didn't you say you are going to the moon? You're practicing Wing Chun. Why do you do that thing? Okay? So that's a misleading. And then, it's very simple. You check on the momentum characteristic. You check on the mechanics. You see, the whole thing is in front of one's eye. One don't even have the thing. And for the path of the wisdom, there are 4 states there. Okay? Number 1 state, one trained with a teacher, a legit teacher, okay, who know what he's talking about, who have been trained before, who have experience. First state. The second state is the state of realizations. So, for example, the realizations of 613.3. Okay? One can call the 613.3 anything what they want to call, or name it anything as they like. However, the 613.3 is the core. It's like today, we have physics, we have chemistry, we have biology. Okay? So in the one have to realize that there is that. One cannot keeping thinking movie, okay? Instead of realize there is a law of physics there. And when there's a law of physics in exchange of the body weight, like so-called fighting, it is handling momentum. And you need a mechanics to support the force or the accelerations to support the momentum. Okay, so 613.3 is a realizations of the common of the reality in this physical world. On top of that, after that realization, on top of that, one begin their study. They can look at Kyokushin. Oh man, this is good. Oh man, what I do here is in the wrong directions. They can look at BJJ and say, this is good. Okay, what I'm doing is the same or wrong. Okay, I need to change it. So in the state, the third state of refinement, what people do? They are using others as a mirror to look at themselves, to verify themselves, and to correct themselves. That is refinement. It is absolutely not like people who walk into the path of the intelligent path. Oh, today I'm going to get a grandmaster of Tai Chi to teach me. Tomorrow I'm going to get a grandmaster of BJJ to teach me. And then I know everything. I know all the sets of the Shaolin. It's not that. Refine, meaning it actually refine oneself. It verify oneself. It drop whatever which is not necessary, and it know what it is. It's only that. Then one can keep refine, and one can actually progress very fast. And then it get to the fourth state. At the fourth state, it drop all the shape, or the move, or the quick. It got the soul of the art. Only at that point, one is a master of the art. Until then, one is still not. So, at the realization level, which is the second level, it is not that everybody can realize the 613.3. Some might only realize the body, some might only realize the momentum. However, for a complete realization, one has to realize this, the 613.3 fully, if it is according to ancient Chinese. Okay? The technology of ancient Chinese martial arts. And then only after that, one be able to read. One can find out, oh, this writing in the past, there's screw up there. There's a writing of the past. This is proper, this is not true. There must be some mistake. Somebody might copy it wrong. Then they know. Okay? And then on top of that, I say, okay, I do away everything. Because the bottom line of the reality of the physical we live today is what? Law of physics, law of biology, biomechanics. What else? So I get to that. However, if one keeping reading Zen, Tao, Qi, my Sifu asked me to do this. I have 10 Sifu, everybody give me so that I become expert. That is just power up things. It is like one is keeping swallowing things without digest. While in the wisdom path, it is digest, grind, and then transform, digest, grind, and transform. So the Wing Chun get to advanced level that way. Not in this going intelligent, oh, I understand, I believe, I think, maybe. In the path of the wisdom, there's no such thing. They bite it, even with the blindfold, they say this is apple. This is grapes. Okay? So at the refined state, one practically do not have this, oh, I'm the best fighter because I can beat you. I know the truth. I surpass Grandmaster IpMan. Or Grandmaster IpMan is a copy from such and such in Hong Kong. Because that's out of the question. People travel the path of wisdom, one to know the truth. It's just like a scientist, one to know what is the core. Because only one have the core, like the soul of that science or that technology. One can keep having innovative inventions, broaden the field, get deeper, and it is alive. While the people who I understand, I try to mimic this guy, mimic that guy, and import everything, will never get that. And with today's issue is that technology is good, yeah, but you look at everybody have the Bluetooth in their ear every day, listen to their phone. How are they even know their own mind? Based on the third element of the 613.3. How can they know their mind is stable or not, where it is always bombarded with information outside? And actually, this type of technology stuff is human is not using the technology anymore. It is a human, the technology which is driving the human. Oh, when I have nothing to do, I read my iPad. Okay? And then I walk, I talk. And then when I drive my car, I listen to the music. For today's people, we say, well, that's saving time. But you know what? One is actually leading one away from the wisdom path to the intelligent path. And when you're intelligent path, people give you a mindset, you're trapped inside their spin. That's why human is going to run into that sooner or later. Well, I like IoT also. I wear this wearable and all this kind of thing is great. But if I lost as a human, if we lost the stability type, the wisdom path, we are gone, wiped out. We are even worse than a robot because our mind cannot process faster than a CPU today, okay? So, one need to know, stop claiming, oh, who is surpass who, I do better than IpMan, better than you. What is it? This is just something attachment to the ego of one thing, one is the center of the universe, while in the real world is one couldn't even see what is happening out there or what is happening in there. One don't see, one blind oneself, okay? So I like to share with you today is, it is very simple. Wing Chun is about, do you accord to the Chinese definition? Do you accord to the Grandmaster definitions of the past? Don't tell me about iYikkam, don't tell me about Liang Zhan. We never see them before. We can see Yin Kei-san, we can see IpMan. We know what they are talking about, and we know that what they are talking about match with the traditional Chinese Wing Chun. The rest, it doesn't match. It, in fact, match with Tai Chi, match with some southern art like Ngo Zhou and those kind of stuff, or White Crane. What does that got to do with Wing Chun? Okay? So, finally, if we really want to get into the university and make good, productive benefits from Wing Chun, if we don't understand this and keeping spinning on those who is better and those things without really know what's going on, it is hopeless. One can keep saying what one knows this, one can do this, Wing Chun is too dangerous. But why is it when the MMA guy says, show me something, one cannot show anything? And while they are not even asking much, they say, okay, show me scientifically what actually you're doing. What are you doing? If I can say, if I just say, I do Wing Chun, but when people ask me, what are you doing? I cannot clearly describe what it is, the characteristic of the momentum and the mechanics, which is I need to develop in my body. So what am I doing? I like you to think about this.